Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Good
Happy
morning.
Wednesday.
Yeah,
1 week out, guys, from gathering together.
yep. Our in-person meeting, our last quarterly meeting of the year. You're going to want to be there. We have a special all-day Saturday event. We've never had Lee Phillips come down, acid protection, all the above. You
Oh,
guys,
guys,
yeah,
it's going to sell out. So get
yeah,
your seat now. Um, this is obviously a really hot topic. It applies to just not only real estate investors, but all entrepreneurs. So don't wait until the day before because I'm probably going to shut the tickets down.
yeah,
And I love you. That I just want you guys to get in if you want to be there.
yeah.
You
You
guys,
guys been talking about coming to the RIA meetings. You guys want some more in-person stuff. And, for us, as I said, like, we have a combination of webinars. We do both because we do have people investing in South Florida that are not local. So that's always important for us. And remember, these events do cost us money. So you got to show up, right? So
yeah.
I
I
don't
mean,
mind
we're gonna
doing.
have lunch too. It's lunch included. So,
Oh, is
uh,
that? Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
yeah,
Sweet. Look at that.
yep,
We're feeding you too.
yep.
Hey,
That's awesome.
Walter.
Chateaubriand, baby, roasted potatoes, asparagus hollandaise.
Good morning, Walter. You're actually in Maryland. Nice.
Good
Where
morning, Walter,
else?
Bianca. They're spending the weekend with us, Anish,
Oh,
in a couple of weeks.
yeah, where are we going?
The
All
quick start
right. That's
weekend,
what I'm
quick
saying. All
start.
right. I didn't even know. I mean, is your fiance going to be okay with that? Do I need to
I'm
ask permission from my wife?
crying. I'm crying.
I didn't know that we were a full service RIA. Gee,
Oh my God.
what is going on?
I'm just gonna drop the link in the chat so nobody gets the wrong ID.
Are we
And
the Ria with the Airbnb?
I'm crying.
yeah, and again, she's Alexa's putting it. I know what we're talking about. It's our last quick start of the year. We'll go ahead and talk about that a little bit later today. I know a lot of you guys have been wanting to, jump on it. We've had people do deals from it. I'm super excited. It's via Zoom, cameras on, so it'll be kind of cool also. So that'll be pretty fun. I see, I see Jacob Hurd. That is
Yeah.
Cynthia's
He's
son.
spending the weekend with us too. And
Yeah,
guys, don't even think about
he's out in Texas and at Baylor University. And how many guys would love to be 21 and saying, "Hey, I want to start my real estate career"?
it.
The other cool thing is that we even got a call recently. One of the mentors, Michael, got a call, and 18 years old, and he's doing the quick start, and he's looking to join our coaching program. So our record right now is a 17-year-old is the youngest student. He joined the elite program with his dad, and he got a deal at 17 years old. So, as you can imagine, different challenges if you're 17 and knocking on someone's door and saying, "Hey, I'm going to buy your house cash," right? Versus, "Are you here to sell me some candy bars?" And if he could do it, then anyone could do it too. So, pretty cool stuff.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I can't even imagine. That is just so, so cool. And that's again like why I wake up in the morning, that hearing those kinds of stories. So good morning, everyone. Welcome, welcome. This is BPM RIA, Broward, Palm Beach, Miami-Dade Real Estate Investors Association, your only local and approved chapter here in South Florida that's in compliance and partnered with the National Real Estate Investors Association. We have an awesome webinar for you guys. I'm Alexa, COO at BPM RIA. I'm happy to bring our awesome mentors, Anish Dave and Harry Diamond, to you live. And we're going to talk about starting smart, the blueprint to launch your real estate journey. And you guys, today's an awesome day. And I'll tell you why. Somebody in here will be winning a free seat to our 2-day quick start training. That is a $695 value. that you are literally winning for free. This is been the path to a lot of people's success in real estate investing here in South Florida and other locations as well. And just to know how to enter the raffle, it's going to be a text the word quick start, all one word, no spaces, to this number here, 954-800-6961. Details are in the chat. Hopefully you guys are looking at the chat. We're going to be hitting you guys up with questions and all sorts of helpful links and things in the chat. So check out that chat box, and I will announce the winner of the raffle at the very end of today's session. So please be sure to stay on until the end to hear if you are the winner of today's free quick start ticket. So good luck, and I look forward to seeing who that winner is. Easy way to keep up with events, also another text in. You guys know we're making things easy. We're automating. Leave out those emojis and extra letters and things like that because we automate here. So these keywords are triggered in our system and tag you appropriately to make sure that you are getting and receiving all the things that you're supposed to be. So make sure you're following directions. That's step one of becoming a successful real estate investor. So go ahead and text BPM REIA, all one word, no spaces, to our event line here, 954-800-6961, so that you can receive text updates for any of the upcoming events that we have going on, networking, workshops, webinars, all the things. We'll make sure to text you the day of the event to remind you and get you the link so that you can register. And this is just a great reminder and just very convenient. So it's my favorite way to keep up with events because I am always checking my text messages. So you guys go ahead and do that. Details are in the chat for you. And then here we go, people. Last boot camp of the year, November 15th and 16th. It's going to be a full day of learning, Saturday and Sunday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. We're going to have cameras on, microphones on. This is online. It is online. It's live. We're going to feel like we're in a virtual classroom. It's not going to be like this webinar where you can't see each other. You are going to be able to see each other and network with each other. We're going to have breaks. We're going to have, lunch breaks, small breaks. We're going to network, although it's online. We're going to do activities. You'll kind of get a little taste of that today, but we're going to do literal numbers together over the Zoom meeting setting, cameras on, microphones on. It's going to feel very, very interactive. So this is why it's been so successful, and this is why it is one of my favorite things that we offer, because in just one weekend, you will feel equipped, you'll feel confident, you're going to want to get out there, start knocking on doors, going on REIFax, searching up and doing the thing. So we're going to have 4 guest speakers for you guys. They're all business owners. They're all local, key people in our power team. You're going to want to join this training, especially because it is a money back guarantee. So I always want to highlight that because this is like the safest training you could take. And then you can trust us because they do background checks on Anish. And just kidding. No, I'm not kidding, but it's true. So it is true. So you guys don't miss out. This is the last one of the year. Link is in the chat so you can see more of the details on the topics we cover. We're going to bring in AI. We're going to talk about double closings. We're going to talk about some creative financing hacks. We're going to get into it. As you can imagine, 8 hours, 2 days in a row with Anish, you are going to get a lot. And you're going to get close with Anish, rub some elbows virtually, and you always want to be on his top of mind. He's definitely going to get to know you a lot better than in these webinars, you guys, because you're going to see each other's faces for 2 full days straight. So we look forward to seeing you guys, and thank you guys for answering the poll so I can get connected with you and start following up with you. Make sure that you get locked in for this training, last one of the year. So we will see you guys there. Members, you guys know you get $200 off the boot camp. You get in free for the quarterly networking meetings. You get discounts on the special workshops that we host, such as the one that we're hosting on Saturday, November 8th, with our national speaker that's coming in. And you get, especially, this is the biggest part, the National RIA benefit package, which is going to get you discounts to Home Depot, Office Depot, Avis, Budget, Cama Plan, Self-Directed IRA, which you guys are going to learn a lot about at our December monthly meeting. We're going to bring in Cama Plan. You're going to get discounts and great packages with Millennial Property Insurance, and the list goes on. So all of my active investors, if you don't have the membership, you're definitely going to want it. You're going to want it before the quarterly meeting on November 5th. You're going to be able to access the member directory and all of our members and their contact information. You're going to have access to a national data portal. So you're definitely going to want to get that membership before November 5th so that you can get in free. You can bring in guests at a discount. And I'm happy to see that most of you in the poll already have your membership. That makes me so happy. So let me know if I can help you get that. Link is in the chat. And yeah, just go get it. Mentoring and coaching here at BPM RIA. Last but very not least, we do offer one-on-one coaching and mentoring here at BPM RIA, where we put up 100% of the money for our students' deals and split the profit 50-50. This is truly one-on-one, but you also get lifetime continued education through our monthly support classes. We fund your deals, we hold your hand, we do it all. And a lot of you guys have been seeing this because we post on social media. I'll definitely drop our links in the chat. And we're out there. Anish was out there in the field yesterday with some students. You'll hear more about it out there with our contractor. He does leave his house, guys. I promise you. Besides going to take flights, he does leave his house to go to properties with our students, which is absolutely incredible. I'm sure a lot of you guys would see so much value, endless value in having something like that set up for yourself. So go ahead and book a discovery call on our website. I can give you the breakdown of everything we include in the 2 programs that we offer right now, as well as the pricing information. We include everything you need in the programs that we offer so that you can start doing deals right now. And I am happy to announce we have an updated third-party funding. I can drop the link in the chat if you give me one moment. But pretty much this is going to be a very convenient option, as well as great customer service. I think that's what Anish said, right? Great
That's
customer
fantastic.
service, quick response. It's a soft credit pull, as you're seeing on the screen right now. I just dropped the link in the chat for you guys. And they respond within 24 hours, 0% interest rate. So go ahead and scan that QR code. If you were waiting on us to find a better funding option for you, here you go. You're welcome. Anish is always looking out and making sure that you guys have everything you need to leverage what you have already and get you in and stop waiting. So let me know if anyone needs me to email that to them. I can include it as well in our follow-up email after the session today. But yeah, go ahead and scan that QR code. Link is in the chat. And always want to take a moment to thank all of our vendor partners that you guys are going to meet next week. You're going to meet at least 15 to 20 of them. I want to say closer to 20 vendors next week, ranging from title companies, lenders, flooring, contractors, inspectors, all these awesome people, you guys. So please get connected with them. We just added a new property management company to our vendor list. We got some really awesome people on there. So go check them out, get familiar with them. So when you meet them on Wednesday, a week from today, you know what questions to ask. You can just start introducing yourself and getting connected and start building your network, because that is going to be what you need to be successful in this industry. So I always want to take a moment to thank the National RIA for everything that they provide. You guys, if you haven't checked out their website, you absolutely must. A ton of helpful education, resources. That's where you can extend your voter voice. We have direct lines to Congress. It is everything that you guys are looking for and need, and we're happy to deliver that to you. So thank you guys so much for allowing me the opportunity to tell you what's going on behind the scenes. I do want to highlight that we are recording today's session. You'll find the replay on our YouTube channel. We don't want to miss your questions, you guys. We are here to help and answer your questions. So please direct all of your questions in the Q&A box. You'll see a special box in your Zoom menu that says Q&A with a little question mark on there. So please direct your questions in there so we don't miss them. And of course, we'll be chatting with you guys in the chat throughout the session today, just to make sure you guys are listening and paying attention, and also just interact with us because we can't see you. So we want to know if you're there.
Absolutely. So yeah, thank you, Alexa, for the great introduction. And today we're going to talk about the blueprint to launch your real estate journey. So first of all, our team, many of you guys already know Alexa, who is our COO, the heartbeat of our RIA, BPM RIA. She's been with us for 5+ years, and she's the one that puts all this stuff together and fulfills all your needs on the RIA side. So thank you, Alexa. We do have 4 mentors. I have Harry and Victoria Diamond. Harry's actually on today. Michael and Mabby, Denise and Lucian, and Taryn Ward are all part of our mentors and former students that became mentors too. So my background, I'm a licensed real estate agent since 2004. I've been in real estate for 25+ years. Grew up in Jersey. I went to engineering school, and I realized just because I'm Indian, I don't want to be an engineer. Transferred out to USF because I also realized I'm not built for the cold weather. So went to school in Tampa, University of South Florida, got a finance degree. I was in banking for, gosh, a million years, it feels like. And, I said, I want to be a banker because they make all the money. And what I realized in corporate America, only a few people really make big money. How many guys have actually heard of the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad? Put it in the chat. Again, I'm going to try to make this as interactive as possible. I want to make sure that you guys are listening in. And one of the things I realized was that my dad is a financial analyst, and he was poor dad. And I was on the path of being on poor dad also. So I started getting into real estate. I left the banking world, started a mortgage company. The mortgage company started doing really well, especially from 2001 to about 2005 or 6. I realized that I needed to buy some properties. I started buying properties. I was up to 28 properties, millions of dollars at the top of the market. And then for you old timers, you know what happened when I say old timers that have been investing in 2005 or 2001 to 2010, the big recession happened. So I literally went from millions of dollars to filing bankruptcy February 10th, 2010. What I did was I was a rehabber. I was a buy and hold guy. And what happened really was that I had negative cash flow, and it was a domino effect. And so when the market crashed, the mortgage company shuts down, the properties I'm starting to lose. And I said, I got to figure out something. And back then, if you could imagine, there was a flyer, and I heard about a class, and they talked about wholesaling. Never knew what wholesaling was. I never knew what a RIA was, the Real Estate Investor Association. I joined a national program, and great information. So some of you guys may have done national programs. I know Harry, actually all the other mentors, we've all done a national program, and they're all different ones. I spent well over $50,000 back in 2006, which inflation numbers is about $75,000. Great information. The challenge was my mentors were in Utah. They had no idea about South Florida real estate. They didn't understand east of 95, west of 95. If you guys, my Miami people, if some of you guys live in Miami, can you imagine that I found a deal? It was in Overtown, and my mentor gets back to me a couple of days later and says, I don't care if you have to steal the money. It's such a great deal. Lo and behold, I said, send me the comparables. What are you comparing? And they sent me, condos and Brickell. So after I shed some tears, I realized, wow, they know concept and they don't know the market at all. The good thing was they said to go to your local RIA. I found BRIA, the Broward Real Estate Investors Association. And after spending all that money, losing everything, my parents said, you tried it your way, go back to corporate America. And going back to corporate America was not an option. So I took my last bit of money. I did Bria's old program. I was one of the top students. I bought the RIA from my mentors, and then we changed the name to BPM RIA about 5 years ago. I am also a current board member for National RIA. That's over 40,000 members, 120 chapters and affiliates. You're going to find out pretty soon, and I've kind of talked about it a little bit. I am going to become president of National RIA in January. So they're liking what we're doing down here in South Florida, and that's because of the mentors, our team, and our members. So the guys that are local, you guys are in for a big surprise on some of the things that we're up to. So that's who I am. Harry, do you want to discuss your background a little bit?
Well, I started out in engineering school, very similar to Anish. My family had a engineering company. We designed and built medical life support systems for hospitals, pharmaceutical labs up and down the East Coast, and we opened up Mexico. I ended up getting married, had a baby girl. We sold off the business, and I moved to Vermont and lived in the middle of a beautiful apple orchard in the mountains of Vermont. That I had a country bake shop, and we did a lot of pressed apple cider and did the old wonderful thing like that. I was guest chef for NBC News for 4 years, where I did a little 3-minute Julia Child cooking thing. Rachel Ray brought the Food Network to us, and I ended up when I moved out of Vermont into Florida about 15 years ago. Actually, it's probably 17 years ago now. I got started in real estate in 2012, and I knew nothing about real estate. So I'm a lot like many of you on this call or on this webinar, that real estate was something completely new to me. And after doing the national program and spending $50,000 and finding out that I learned a lot, but not enough to do anything with it. But they did say go to your local RIAs, and that's when I came across Anish and the Broward Real Estate Investment Association, at times rebranded now to BPM. And because I didn't know anything, and I was busy, I was looking for somebody to hold my hand, tell me what to do, and I do it. I didn't want to go to college for 4 years, so to speak, and learn about this and then hit the ground running. I wanted to hit the ground running now and have access to information and people who would help guide me and keep me on the track so that I could grow. And that was exactly what happened. My wife and I became the #1 students very quickly in Broward County down here in South Florida. And after a number of years, we decided, because we were taken under the wings by Anish and the organization, that we decided to become mentors and pay it forward and help people like you achieve your goals as well in real estate. So, you know, you're doing the right thing, plugging in, being on this webinar is the first step for some of you, and welcome, and look forward to seeing you maybe next week. That would be nice.
Yeah, and you know, Harry's being pretty humble. How many guys would love to do 7 wholesale deals, right? Not fixing up the property and netting $1.1 million in profit, net profit. Put in the chat if that inspires you.
I didn't pick up a hammer.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Right.
look,
And by the way, again, they're unicorns. And what I mean by that is they, like, Harry actually does no marketing. So imagine if he actually did marketing. So people always ask me, why do you do this, right? Are you living your best life? And for me, the why is my wife, my parent, my dad, all the way through. We wanted to, you know, I want to make an impact and generational wealth. I am the provider for my dad, my sister, my wife, my nephew, and nieces. And it's this real estate journey of wholesaling, rehabbing, creative financing that got me from filing bankruptcy, sleeping on my cousin's couch, to living the life that I get to live. And again, we love traveling all around the world. I don't know, Harry, I didn't even share this with you, but we're talking about going to Asia in December too. So I just show up and pay and have a great time. My wife chooses everything, which is again, she's got great taste. So it's been pretty awesome. What I really do like, all the mentors love to travel. Again, all the mentors were also students in the past. They're active real estate investors. And what I really love what's happened with, BPM RIA is we become a family here too. Some of the other things I've been up to also is I've worked with the Miami Dolphins. The Miami Dolphins created a business combine. I know Stephen Ross, being a real estate guy, and is um, really committed to making sure the football players do something outside of football and keep their money. You've heard all the horrendous stories of these guys making a lot of money and then losing everything. So I am their expert on wholesaling and rehabbing. I am also the expert on wholesale and rehabbing for PAC, the professional athletic community. Now they are in 6 major sports. That includes the WNBA, women's rowing, baseball, and again, the funny part is they're 0.001% in their industry, and they're afraid to put an offer on a house. Anish, I'm not really sure how to evaluate a house. I'm not sure how to put a deposit. Where do I do all this? So as much money as they made, as they have had so many breakthroughs, they're in the same spot when something's new. So the other thing is these young men and women are phenomenal human beings. We also sometimes also we do barbecues, we've done happy hours. And what I'm really proud is that we've really built a massive community at BPM RIA, and that's because of you guys. We've also gone on the National RIA Cruise, which was in Alaska. Alaska. Our National RIA Cruise, I'm not sure if it's sold out. There might be a couple spots left. They do have a cruise going out of Miami February 1st to the 8th. Harry and I will be there. A lot of our members, some of the other mentors, and some great National RIA speakers. Lots of fun, lots of education, and a vacation, all the above. So again, learn a ton of stuff on the National RIA Cruise. One of the cool things is I did meet Grant Cardone. Again, I'm not a big fan of his social media in the beginning. I got to actually meet him, and I actually like him even more now because his passion is helping out young people in financial literature through real estate. He has a lot of non-for-profits. So it's pretty cool to spend an hour with him, or hour plus. He charges $50 to $100,000 an hour to meet with them, and basically got it for free. And we just kind of chatted. Also, on Money Chat, I was their first guest on the national program, Money Chat, talking about housing, flipping houses, wholesale, and real estate in general. So that was a total honor. I do see a lot of new faces actually on this webinar. So I'm going to play a quick video of what we've done here at BPM RIA.
Oh, no volume on my end.
No?
No,
Okay. No, you got no volume?
no.
Give me a thumbs. Good. Give me a one sec. Let's see what's going on here. Thumbs down, right? Let me see.
No sound
No sound.
in the video.
Yep, no sound on the video. Okay, let's try now.
Is outstanding.
I encourage you to join this association. Your life will be changed.
Anish and everybody that was part of the BPM RIA they were just wonderful. They are very knowledgeable. They were helpful. They were patient, kind, very good teachers, very organized. Everything was just it was a great uh, quick start seminar.
BPM RIA, Anish and the team, they are amazing. I have been a corporate member of the BPM RIA, formerly known as BRIA, for probably almost 15 years. And being part of an organization like that is just amazing when you get to see the people's lives that they're changing.
Hey, what's up? This is Avery Boss, former New York Giant, former Miami Dolphin. Recently, I got to finish up this hack event where it was a group of professional retired athletes that got together and we're trying to figure out the next chapter of our life. Just hearing them talk, going through everything, like instantly, I was inspired by the guy. It was like a light bulb clicked above my head like a cartoon. And thanks to Nish Dave, I can say furthermore, I'm going to go through this process and get into real estate, stop messing around and actually do it because I feel confident now of knowing what I want to do after meeting him and getting the base knowledge and seeing how things are.
Position. Grab the seat of the chair. The seat.
There you go.
It should be outdoor or should you want to. All right. Go straight to the floor. Not at an angle. Straight up and down. The seat and straight to the floor. Touch it once.
You're gonna
Touch it twice.
destroy that shit, dude.
Touch it a third time. Explode!
And I have to say, they're an exceptional bunch of people to work with. How to use a technique, creative financing, how to get rid of liens. Don't hesitate to join, work with them. They will definitely help you get through the roughest times.
They put up all the money for the deals. They're there with you, make sure all the paperwork is right. They're not going to leave you alone on this. And yeah, I recommend this.
BPM RIA program, it's definitely changed our lives. They funded our deals.
Hey, can't go wrong with other people's money.
Exactly. You know, they funded our deals. They got us into real estate. They held our hand the whole way through, and just really, the most amazing thing is we literally have these guys to. It's nothing for us to pick up the phone and call Anish and be like, "Hey, look, we got this deal. What do we do?"
They're not gonna let your deal fall through.
So that gives you a quick idea of what we've been up to. So first of all, I want to make sure you guys are alive. How many guys need to make more money in 2025? The year's almost over. Put in the chat. Give me a yeah, buddy. Okay, only a couple of you guys. Okay, yep. Thanks, Israel, Bianca. What's up, Jacob? Absolutely. Right? How many guys realize that if you don't sharpen your skills, it's going to cost you money? Give me a yeah, buddy. Okay, a couple of you guys. Yep. And how many guys realize ultimately nothing's for free and you're going to have to invest in yourself? Give me a yeah, buddy. Okay. All right. They're alive, Harry. I see the chat moving. Okay. Makes me feel better. Awesome. So for the next, hour or so, we're going to show you how to get started in finding deals and how to evaluate deals. We're going to talk about our 2-day quick start. I'm going to show you some real deals of students that we've done. And really, we're going to go why you really want to get investing right now, right? So the first problem, right? People always ask, why do most new investors fail? Go ahead and put in a chat. Why do you think people fail in real estate investing? Right? So, right? I don't have the money. Is that you? I don't have the capital, right? Oh, now, like, guess what? If you're making mistakes, Walter, you were exactly right. I don't want to make the mistake on it. What am I going to do? How am I going to get this, right? I'm scared. It's funny, those NFL guys, the same way, right? There's no step-by-step guidance, right? And that's exactly it, like lack of knowledge or direction. Brenda, you're exactly right. Jesus, exactly. Lack of knowledge. And then my favorite, and I'm a big culprit of this also, is information overload, right? Today, in today's world, from social media to everything else, there's just too much information, right? I'm gonna try to do tax deeds. I'm gonna try to, do subject to creative financing. I'm gonna try to do lease options. I'm gonna wholesale. Oh, in the meantime, like those national programs, Harry, you know what it was like, right? I joked about it. They crammed so much information that Monday morning I was going to wholesale. Monday afternoon I was going to rehab. Tuesday I was going to do a seller financing deal. Wednesday I was going to do a lease option. Thursday I was going to do subject to. Friday I was going to buy a 50-unit building. And it was all this information, and then you realize you had no real knowledge of something. So that's one of the things that's really important for us. Saying all that, we know how to do that. When you join our coaching program, your mentor or myself or all of us will work with you one-on-one, right? So that's what's important when it comes to real estate. So the opportunity in real estate's right now. How many guys feel this is a great time to be in real estate investing? Give me a yeah, buddy. Right? So as you're starting to see the market shifting, it is no longer 2020. What do I mean by that? 2020, remember the pandemic? I can't believe it's been 5 years, a little over 5 years already. After the first 6 months after the initial, we were in a market that you listed the house, you're getting 20, 30, 40 offers at a time. You just had to, like, people were buying it without looking at it, especially here in Florida. The market has shifted. How many guys are realtors? Put in the chat if you're a licensed real estate agent. You're going to notice right now things are staying on the market longer, right? Price drops, all the above. So when we see market shifts, it equals new opportunities. What was happening on the wholesale side, right, where there were a lot of newbies, they made some great money. The challenge was they didn't really have a good system, right? So they were making money by accident, is what I always say, right? They bought something, prices went up, they made money. They bought something, they rehabbed. Instead of 3 months, it took them 9 months. Guess what? And I think I almost said her name. There's one of our members, and I said, "Hey, how'd you do it on that rehab?" She's like, "Anish, I did really well." And then she goes, "And I really didn't do a good job." And I said, "What do you mean?" She goes, "The rehab should have took 4 months. It took us 11 months." So even with the carrying costs, she lucked out because the market was rising. Right now, in general, we're seeing a flat market, right? We're seeing price reductions everywhere. So if you know what you're doing and you have access to capital, it means new opportunities. Off-market deals equal bigger profits, right? How many guys agree that if you find something that's off-market, when we say off-market, not listed with a realtor, you're going to make more money? Give me a yeah, buddy. I'm not saying it's the end of the world on listed properties, right? A lot of times, I know some of you guys are realtors. I'm a licensed agent too. And a lot of times realtors kill deals, right? They don't understand it. They definitely, most of them don't understand creative financing, subject to lease options, all the above. One of our national RIA speakers that will probably have come back at some point, Eddie Speed from Note School. They were telling me, I was talking to their team, they bought $33 million in notes. And what they told me, 1/3, so right, $11 million in notes had 0% down, 0% interest. So if you really do this right and you can structure it, you could actually get into properties with no money out of pocket. What I can tell you, if you're new to real estate, it's going to be a challenge to learn creative financing. You have to learn it well, and now you got to explain it to someone that has no idea. So with us, with a lot of experience, we've done a lot of creative financing. The other important thing is, right, you get into real estate for generational wealth and financial freedom. How many of you guys, give me a yeah, buddy, is you're doing this for financial freedom and generational wealth? That's why you want to get into real estate investing. And if it's not because of that, I'm curious why you want to get into real estate investing. And then the other things also I always joke about it is that tells me, Harry, they don't like their family, right? If they're not worried about generational wealth, what I can tell you is Harry, myself, Alexa, we will gladly take over your generational wealth and keep growing it. So you could always, leave it to us. Again, legacy is everything, Stephen. I get you on that. That's why I do it also, right? So the 5-step process, right, is number one, sounds pretty simple. You got to find profitable deals, right? You got to be able to analyze a deal, right? Some of you guys, how many guys have analysis paralysis? And again, I was an analysis paralysis guy. I was look at a deal and I'm like, oh my God, it's just too much. And then I'm doing laundry, going to pick up dry cleaning, and then I'll come back to it, and then it'll take another 2 or 3 days. And when I finally talk to the homeowner or the realtor, it's under contract. And inside I'm like, oh, thank God it went under contract. That's true. Like that's what happens when you don't have a team around you, when you don't have the knowledge. When you work with, BPM RIA and myself, again, we're putting up the money for the deal, so you're not taking any risk. Right? Step 3, you got to actually lock up the deal. What does that mean? Got to get it under contract. Right? What do you need to get something under contract? Obviously, a contract, right? A FAR as is contract is what we use. More importantly, what else do we need to make it a valid contract in Florida? Put it in the chat. What else do you need? Consideration. You are correct. What is consideration? You need a title company agreed. Money, right? You got to put a deposit down. So YouTube University, if I see one more person talk about no money down or not putting a deposit, it is not a valid contract in Florida. Right? So I'm telling you, during the quick start, we have Kevin Thatcher. He talks about the story, which I love, is how he got his dream house because the other person did not put money down. They thought they were under contract and they weren't. So they literally, he got the house and the other guy, his wife was super mad, and they offered him 100 or I think 100,000, 200,000 more to buy the house from Kevin. And he's like, no, I'm going to live in the house. Right. And the last thing is, you need to fund the deal, right? You got to have money if you're going to close on it, if you're doing double closings. And the most important thing is to get, to close and get paid. Right. So why do we like MLS, or I should say the other way, why do we like off-market deals versus MLS? Harry, why do you like it?
I like it because very few people actually see them, and we have better opportunities. And aside from the fact there's probably about 10 times the amount of off-market properties than there are on.
Correct, right? So everyone's going, and last week I showed you guys the opportunities. I think it was over 35,000. It was around there pre-foreclosures in the Tri-County area, and literally 2% are for sale. Same thing with probates. Everyone that's going after listed properties, you're fighting hedge funds, deep pockets, all the above, right? Versus going direct to seller, which is what we do, right? So how do we find deals? Driving for dollars. What does that mean, Harry? What does driving for dollars mean?
Just make sure you look right and left as you're going down the street. Look for the properties that are out there and see if something sticks out, distressed or whatever.
Yep, exactly, right? Overgrown grass, mail pouring out, could be
Bad
deep
roof.
tarp. Again,
Fire
we're going to
damage.
go over this when you do our 2-day quick start. We're going in depth how we find these off-market deals. Direct mail. What I can tell you, direct mail is pretty expensive. The response rate is 2%. We do cold call. We use skip tracing to find people. And again, we're looking for motivated sellers. And then online lead generation, when I say that, I'm talking pay-per-click, where those, if you look on Google, the sponsored on the right or left-hand side, it's a sponsored ad. What I'm going to tell you, those are incredibly expensive. So again, those all work in general, right? That to find deals. And so the important thing is also you want to be able to analyze deals quickly, right? So we use the 75% rule, and our offer price formula is pretty easy. ARV, after repair value. You want to expand on what after repair value means? Sorry.
Do I understand? Yes, I
No,
do.
you want to expand. I know you understand.
After repaired value is what houses are selling for. What can you sell them for now after they've been fixed up?
Right? So when they're fully renovated versus when they're a lot of houses we're buying are not fully renovated. I'd say 98%, right? I mean, we've done a couple that was perfect and we bought them and we wholesale them. In general, there's, something going on, right? Whether it's roof, AC, all the above. And so for us to make a quick offer, ideally, we want to go look at the house. And if you're talking to the homeowner and it's on the phone, you could pull out a lead sheet and you could ask them questions like, how old's the roof? Are there any leaks? Is the kitchen, bathrooms updated? Do you have impact windows? What kind of roof? Right? So you want to get all those details up front. And so to give you an idea, if we figure out the after repair value when it's all fixed up, it's $400,000. We would take that number, times it by 75%, minus whatever we think the repair costs are, right? To fix it up. So you subtract that, and our offer price would be $250. That's where we'd want to be. We'd probably start a little bit lower. That's our quick offer. Again, the key is, we got to get rid of that analysis paralysis situation. I see it happen too many times. I am a culprit when I first started. Well, I don't really know what the repairs would cost. So when you do our 2-day quick start, we're going to show you, we actually have the breakdown using Carl Sheely, our contractors repair cost. We are even using AI for our students. We've actually created a chat GPT that's going to help you analyze properties and repair costs using Carl Sheely's numbers. So what I'm going to do, because again, we're all about real life situations. So we have a deal, and I'm going to actually show you guys a deal that we thought it was a deal and it wasn't a deal. So what does that mean? Give me a quick second here, and I'm going to actually show you something that we got locked up, one of our students, and this was listed on the MLS. So give me a quick second. I'm going to get this
And
thing.
you and Carl went to the house.
Yesterday. Yep. I'm going to show you exactly what it looks like.
Never let a student fail. Right.
Yep. Yeah, we're hands-on. And the reason we're extra hands-on is because it's my money. I like my money. Right. So this house, let me grab this. Okay. Right. So this house, the address is 1454 Northeast 2nd in Boca. Right. So I'm going to kind of flick through the photos and then I'll talk about it, right? So you can take a look at it. Right, so what I can tell you, it has no central air. This house was probate. They left it to the heirs. The agent is a brand new agent, and it's her property, her mom's property. So she really, this is her first deal altogether. So look, what you don't see on this side, you see this fence here. There's literally a commercial spot here with school buses here, like 8 buses parked. Of course, they didn't put that on the listing, right?
You can see it on the left side in that picture too. It's surrounded by buses.
It's surrounded by buses. There's 2 schools and then there's a church. Yeah, here's the buses. So imagine you move in and you're staring at buses here. Right on this backside is a school.
So every day, twice
every
a day,
day. Look,
buses
there's the
are
buses. Right. So now you can see what's really right. Different color flooring, all AC units. Right. So we looked at it. Washer room. Right. Small kitchen. What you don't know, which I'll tell you also, the electric, it's a Federal Pacific. Harry, you want to tell them what that means in our world?
There are a number of panels that over time have been known to catch fire. So they are no longer up to code and need to be replaced. Depending on the year, not only the panels, sometimes the wires in the house need to be replaced if they're cloth wired or cloth coated or.
Okay, so you guys get the idea, hold on a second, of what the house looks like, right? Everyone's got an idea and saying, okay. So now let's go to REIFax. So REIFax is a software we use when you're in the program. Francisco Mago is a personal friend of ours, and it is the #1 program out there to find deals. I can't think of anything else much better than PropStream, REI Pro, Deal Machine, all the above. So let me get to. Let me just get the share screen. Okay, so now. Okay, so they have it listed for $525,000. Just to give you guys an idea, right? So 3-bedroom, 1 bath, single family home, access to Visitor Park, all the above. All right, easy to show, bring your offers, all the above. We could look at again, you already saw the photos. This is the listing. All right, so you've already seen all that good stuff. The photos already are here, so same thing. So now the question becomes 525. So our initial offer was, let's see, 75% of 525. So 394,000. They came back again. Let's see, days on market was, let's see. I know the days on market were about 150 days, right? Almost a half a year. And so one of the things that happened was they came back, Harry, you'll appreciate this. They came right back at 415. They literally went down $110,000 right away. We negotiated it down to 400,000. Right? Our offer was 394. You guys are following me. Cash offer, inspection days. Again, we're going to show you how to do this during our 2-day quick start. Again, I put up the money for the deposit. We put $1,000 deposit, and we were at 400,000. Looks like a good deal. So now we're going to do comparables. So what are we looking in comparables? Harry, what are we looking for?
Well, most systems are set up to be within a quarter-mile radius of the property. Not only beds and baths, but we want to look at area. So sometimes over major highways, there are different developments. So therefore, there are different price ranges.
Yep. So our subject properties here, remember there's a school right here, buses here, and a church here, right? So a lot of traffic. So REIFax, it says 655. That's not correct, right? You guys got to do some more research. Look, they're averaging a $2.7 million house. So we already know that's not accurate, right? Our house is a 3, 1.5, right? So you're going to want to go through each of these where they fixed up. Again, we're going to show you how to do this during our 2-day quick start. We're actually going to give you real exercises, real properties, all the above. Right? So now we're looking at it and the average is, 624. Okay. Hey, if we're in it for 400, can't be that bad. Again, 4-3, not great, right? This is a 2-2, number 5. It's just so you guys know, total different neighborhood. So it's not a real comp. We know that because I went to the house, the student went there, we talked about it. The active comps, right? So what's for sale, right? The cheapest one, if it's purple, it's under contract. This one's for sale, 3-1, 625,000, 41 days. And you can take a quick look at it. Right? So not renovated. It's overpriced. It's going to sit on the market. 12 units, no go. Right? We could all agree on that.
Eventually, you'll also be able to scan through these as quickly as Anish does and pick up what's going on. Otherwise, it's just a massive blur for you.
Yeah, and the reason we're checking the active comps is like, hey, if we buy it, what are we gonna what are we gonna compete with if we rehab it? We want to know what's happening with the market. Sometimes the comps are even lower, right? So now, if you guys remember, right? So the other important thing, what's going on in the neighborhood, right? Let's go out a mile from our house. There's 24 pre-foreclosures and foreclosures. Literally, the one next door is in pre-foreclosure. Right there.
That might be a better deal.
100%, right? Again, we could use this data to get a better price to show them. How many of you guys are following me so far? Give me a yeah, buddy. Just want to make sure you guys are following me right now, right? So 400,000.
And the more you contribute, the more entries you have into winning the free
Yeah.
ticket.
Yeah, the quick start, right? So like that's the idea, right? Like you're starting to see this. So it sounded like a great deal. So we did send it out to our team, right? So now I walked the house with Carl. So that's where I was with the students yesterday. So the roof, even though it says it's got a new roof, they never did, it says newer roof 2 years ago. Well, guess what? They never closed the permit. And we're not even sure if it was done or not. And so she knows. The windows, when we looked at them, they put 2 impact windows on there and they did it without permits. Right? So one of the things you're going to learn is if you change windows and you do 25% or more, they either all have to be impact windows or you got to have hurricane shutters, which they didn't have. So the windows would all have to be replaced. What I can tell you, I think it was 14 windows. We do it by opening. With Carl, it's about $1,500 per window installed. So do the math, 1,500 times
21
14
grand.
is what? 30,000?
21.
21 grand. Yep. So $21,000, right? So they didn't add that in. There was foundation issues. Yep. There was foundation issues. The bathroom needed to be updated. The electric, Harry talked about electric, right? So we have to replace them. And I think, Harry, you mentioned why, right? Because of insurance, right?
So insurance is the number one reason you won't get insured if the panel is known to cause fires.
Yeah. Correct. It won't pass inspection.
It's not the code.
Right? It won't pass the inspection. They're going to want you to fix it. Our end buyer, let's say it's retail, right? You're going to send it if you're fixing, or even if you want to wholesale it to a retail person, they're going to have to upgrade it. So you're looking at about another $6,000 to $7,000. The other thing that, again, it's a 3-bedroom, 1.5 bathroom. One of the things that Carl told me, like that panel was only holding 100 watts of electricity, if you can imagine. Like, I don't know what that powers. Like, I feel like there's portable stuff that does more than 100 watts. It was just crazy. He's like, wow, this is just really like pretty nuts. We looked at also adding that 1.5 bathroom to making it a second bathroom. We lose some closet space, and you'd have to jackhammer. One of the challenges even Carl was saying was like, hey, if we do that, we're gonna have to do what? Get drawings, design. Harry's actually doing a rehab right now, and he knows what a pain. What a joy. Let me rephrase that. What a joy it can be when you have to get drawings. And what I mean by that, they're backed up. It might take 6 weeks, 8 weeks to get the drawings, then the permits, right? So you got to add all that in. What's happening during the time? There's going to be cost for insurance, money cost, right? Electric, water, all the above.
I call it bleeding green.
Yeah. So you're gonna actually lose a lot of stuff going on there, right? So you got to add that in. Obviously, the flooring, that you had to do it. The kitchen, if you remember, was super small. So we even looked at, we're trying to figure out, hey, if we knock down that wall, you're gonna lose all the cabinet space. Also, they're gonna have, there's no place to put the refrigerator. There were some foundation issues in the front, right? There was a ton of termite damage. All these things started, adding up. So when we looked at the house, right, and so I got an estimate with Carl, with our students, right? So one of the things that we do as a true one-on-one mentoring program is I'm not going to let you make mistakes. It's my money. So our cost was almost $90,000, right, in there. And we were thinking, because of the permits, if we add that bathroom, we're looking at close to maybe the project being done in 7 months, right? So Carl said he could get the work done in 90 days. The challenge is the permits. It could take 2 or 3 months, and that's including the architectural drawings. Now you still need to list it, right? And then they're going to do a loan. So if you do 11 months, right, and you figure out money cost, hard money is anywhere from 2 to 4 points, 15%. If you're looking at 400,000, of course, they're not going to put up all the money. Let's just assume they did, plus the repairs. You're looking at $70,000 or $80,000 in money cost, not including repairs, right? So easy math, 400,000, $70,000 or $80,000 in money costs, right? There's closing costs. You're still gonna have to pay a realtor on the other side, of at least on one side, which will be another 25, 30,000 plus the repairs. So 90 plus 70 plus 30, right? So that's 190 grand. You're in this house for $600,000 in a perfect world, and you have no idea what the market will happen in 11 months. How many guys realize this is not a deal? Give me a yeah, buddy. Sounded great in the beginning. Many of you guys would have said, hey, I got it for 100 and something thousand dollars less. We see this all the time. And so when you join our coaching,
even if you have this at 200,000, it doesn't look like much of a deal.
absolutely. And in my mind, you're thinking, oh my gosh, like we got it for 500, like they listed for this. I got $125,000 off list price. Like it must be a good deal, right? I could show you the other comps until you actually walk the house and you see that you're staring at school buses over the wall. And I love kids, and imagine 5 days a week. I mean, you could hear them playing from the school. Oh, and then by the way, Sunday, the church is busy also, right? So we even talked about the ideal buyer, if we fixed it, would be someone that probably goes to that church that has kids. Now you're bringing that pool of people way down, right? So like that's some of the stuff that happens when you do our mentoring program, is that we're here to protect your money, really, which is my money, right? So a lot of times, I know, Harry, we talk about this, where we see a ton of people where they get into deals and they lose money, right? So for us, I just wanted to show you a real example. If you're following me on social media, you saw our student, Carl Shealy, who's been our contractor for, gosh, for me at least 15 years, part of BPM RIA for almost 30 years, and it's been amazing, right? So the other thing is you got to lock up the deal, right? So what's in locking up the deal? Yeah, you got to build rapport with sellers. What are some of the things that you do, Harry, to build rapport? Because you're excellent at it.
Well, solving their problems, finding out what they are, and the idea is to relate to them and get them what they want, or help them realize what they want may not be reality, depending on the situation. But it's just building a relationship with people. Forget about the property, just build the relationship, and the rest will come.
Yep, and that was really what was special about Allison. Like, as she's one of our newer students, and she's out there talking to the homeowner. She knew right away that the agent was new, like we talked about it, and she knew right away it was, she had an emotional attachment to the property. And so right now, we're reading, I've been looking at the numbers, like I might be interested at 300,000. And I'd probably wholesale it to somebody I know that like I know we can move it for someone else that wants to do the deal. For us, when you're in our LEAP program, we actually put up all the money for the deals, and on the rehabs, we want to make 20%. So if we're all in for $400,000, we want to make a net profit of 80,000 or more. Saying all that, we have buyers that they're okay with making less. It's just they're working on volume. The other end of it, they might say, hey, look, I could definitely get this number in that neighborhood. which I hope they do because they're going to buy more properties from us. Again, you want to make the right offer, right? And negotiate. Again, make those lowball offers. If you guys were at Marshall Silver's Turning Point with me, that was one of the things he said. Make those offers. The worst they're going to say is no. A lot of times right now, realtors or sellers are holding on to 2021 prices. Just not the reality. We're seeing a lot more pre-foreclosures, foreclosures. I literally just showed you, which our student now is sending to him, over 40 properties within a mile that are in pre-foreclosure and foreclosure, right? You want to use contracts and verbiage that protects you. So when we write up these contracts, there's verbiage that we put in there that will make sure our deposits is not in jeopardy. Again, when you're in our coaching program, we handle all this for you. We're going to touch on this also during our 2-day quick start. And then the last thing that's always important, I always say, or one of the last things, is to fund the deal, right? So you got to have money. If it's a short sale, yeah, you need real cash. You cannot use the end buyer's money to do deals. Subject to deals, sometimes we just give a little bit of cash. We take over the mortgage, the existing mortgage, and they walk away. So we've done deals. Actually, one of our mentors, she got it in a deal that for about $25,000. They walked away, and she's got over $250,000 in equity, and she's never been to the property, and it's in Virginia, right? So again, you need to have money for that. You could try seller financing. That's always worked, where the homeowner is the bank. Lease options, again, you're just tying up the property and controlling it. You could do wraps on it. And then, of course, if you got cash, hard money, private funding, your own cash. What I can tell you is hard money, it's going to cost more. One of the things they're going to see is if you have experience, that's going to also determine loan to value, interest rate, and also if there's challenges with violations, they're not going to fund the deal, right? So, and the last thing you want to make sure that you get paid, right? So if you're selling to cash buyers, we have a 10,000 plus cash buyers list, right? What's your strategy? Are you buy and hold? Are you fix and flip? Are you wholesaling? Again, our list has well over 10,000. So when we have something under contract with our students, our team is going to make sure we could dispose of it. And what we mean by that is give it to another person. So let's see. And so again, you want to make sure for a smooth closing, right? You got to have a title company that does due diligence, right? Legal compliance and contracts, right? You want to use the right contracts. You want to build your power team. So here's my question. Go ahead and put in the chat, who would be on your power team? Just quickly put in, you got to build a power team. Who would be on that power team? And you could just put in Nish and Harry. That would be fine. Who would be on your power team? You guys are realizing you need a team to get something A to Z done. And if you really want to build the business, who would be on your power team? Okay. Tax expert, got it. Mentors, your son, contractor, CPA. Yep. What else? Title, yep, title attorney or a title company. I'll use either. Yep, inspector, a CPA, money man, lenders. Okay. Right? These are important things. How many of you guys love that if I did all the work for you and I had all that for you, that would make a difference? Give me a yeah, buddy. Guess what? I already have that, right? Having the RIA, I have vetted our vendor partners, right? Title companies. When you guys come next Wednesday, you're going to meet, Arlie from Concierge Title, Kevin at Independence Title. He'll be there. Our contractor, he'll be there. Our inspection company, Guy Inspection, will be there. A bunch of the hard money lenders. We have all that, right? So our tax advisor, Jose Ramirez. So Jose, Carl Shieldy, Francisco Mago, who's the founder of RioFax, and Kevin Thatcher will be all part of our 2-day quick start. So we literally have that. How many guys are loving this? How many guys are loving that we're showing you real deals. Give me a yeah, buddy. And we're showing you real deals that are not deals, right? Everyone, it always drives me nuts, is bigger profit, bigger pockets, which I like, and they only talk about good deals, right? And what you don't hear on the other side is all the deals that went wrong. So now I'm going to show you some of the deals that we've done. So this is Julio. He works full time. He's works as a dealer at Hard Rock. He loves driving for dollars. Harry's his mentor, and this deal was he was living there for 5 years as a hoarder, right? Like this is what the
Oh
house.
no, the hoarder is probably much longer than that, but
Okay.
it couldn't access the kitchen, the bathrooms, or the bedrooms for a minimum of 5 years. So he was living right. That's Julio in the white shirt. The guy was sleeping just behind Julio on top of all that junk.
Yep.
Well,
Yep. And
stuff, personal belongings. Sorry.
so yeah, so knocking on doors, we cleaned it out. 385,000 in liens and violations
Yep.
that we closed on. Harry went with Julio to the magistrate and got it down to $1,674.
Well, the 385,000 got down to $3.
To $3.
$1,600 in hard costs.
Yep. Got it down. They originally wanted 700 and something $1,000. We got it for 300.
The seller wanted 700,000. Yeah.
Yep. We got it for 359.
No, 315.
Oh, 315. So okay.
Something low 300s.
Yep. And the homeowner walked away with a couple $100,000. We took it as is. We wholesaled it, right? Again, we didn't fix it. And we're always at BPM REIA, we're all about net profits, not profit, right? That's after expenses. So $138,000. Julio made 60,000 plus, 67,000 or $69,000 on this deal with zero money of his own. This is another one of Julio's deals. This was a double probate. Again, knocking on doors, found the motivation. Julio knows how to talk to homeowners. And what really helps is, Harry being his mentor, before he went out there and he knew he had an appointment, he called Harry. What do I do? What do I say? Right? Again, no real estate experience, cleaned up the house. Right? Move-in ready, as we always say. Absolutely not. That's a joke. And again, we wholesaled this house for $110,000, where we made $55,000, right? So I know, remember, put your questions in the Q&A. The rehab costs, we didn't even rehab it. So I'm not sure what it was on the rehab cost. The challenge was the time. Sometimes what people don't understand is when you work with us and you're an elite student, you have a rehab option. So if the deal looks good, we will rehab it and wholesale. Our goals are constantly aligned, right? So could we have made a little bit more money? We could have, and the rehab would have took over a year because of all the issues in the permits.
The way I look at it is make $110,000 now, or wait a period of time, take all the risks to make 160,000. I'd rather take that money now and just put it into another property.
Yeah. So the cool thing is when you're in our program, our goals are aligned, right? Meaning we want to maximize profit. We're going to help negotiate it because not only to teach you, and it's more money in your pocket, it's more money in my pocket. This is one of Harry's deals. This was a reverse mortgage short sale. And what I love what Harry and Victoria do is they build equity, or they build deals when people want to walk away. Meaning the heirs were going to walk away, and they actually walked away with money in their pocket, which was great. They bought it for $171,000. And at the time, this was our record, $179,000 wholesale profit. How many guys this would make a difference if you did one deal a year, one of these deals a year by yourself? Would that make a difference in your life?
The only rehab I did on this house was break the window to get in because the bank changed the locks.
Yeah.
That's the only rehab I did.
Yeah. So $179,000, zero marketing. And what we really teach, and Harry's an unbelievable expert on fixing problems. problem solver. Literally, he gets paid a lot of money to fix problems. Does he do a ton of deals? He doesn't. I get it. And his deals are like, I mean, one day we'll have to figure out what your average deal profit is. It's got to be at least, I would think, it's like $70,000 or $80,000. I would probably say, maybe even more. It might even be more, right? So this was another deal. You want to talk about this one with the big orange sticker?
This one, unsafe structure, the city tagged it, removed the son that was living there. The house was completely unsafe, health-wise, fire-wise, potential. Mold, everything was bad. It was so bad that the bank's appraiser didn't even refused to go in to the house. That's how bad it was. So we made a deal with everything, and I think this one was a short sale. This one was definitely a short sale. And we created the equity there and walked away with 111,000.
Yeah, so 179 and 111, right? You guys keeping track right now? I don't know, it's 290 already, yeah, or so on deals. Again, this house knocking on doors, using REIFax, and learning how to negotiate with homeowners, negotiating with banks. We teach you all this, right? So now I know some of you guys are thinking, it sounds great. Can I do this? And this is what one of our students thought.
Hi, everybody. My name is Antonio Lopez. My company name is Antlop Investment Properties. And before I met Anish Dave and joined the BPM RIA mentoring, I had just a basic idea of what I needed to do in real estate investing. After I joined, aside from learning pretty much everything that was required to learn about real estate investing and to become successful, one of the biggest benefits that I received was the amazing network of people that were part of the club. Everything that you can think of, everything that you need in order to be successful in real estate investing, you can find it here at the BPM RIA. So thank you so much, BPM and Anish, for everything. I really appreciate it. I owe you guys a ton. And for you guys watching this, I highly encourage you to check out BPM RIA. It's the first place you need to, where you want to start your real estate investing journey. So,
yeah. So, and Antonio it's so great to watch his progress. Now he's speaking on at conventions, the IMAN conference. He's telling short-term rentals. He's doing some pretty amazing stuff. Again, zero real estate experience. He followed the process. And again, I put up all the money, so there's no risk. So these next two deals are Harry's deals, and he used this self-directed Roth IRA. So our first job is to make money. The second is to keep it legally. And what I mean by that is that you want to pay the least amount of taxes when you're wholesaling or flipping. Those become ordinary income. So one of the strategies that Harry learned was through the National RIA cruise through Carl Fisher, and I was a big proponent of Roth IRAs. And you want to quickly talk about this deal?
Well, this one was actually in pre-foreclosure. The owner was deceased, so the trick was to, and it did have equity. So the idea was to find the heir, and turned out the heir was his brother, who they haven't talked to each other in over 3 decades. So we were able to make him a deal, get him some money as well. We paid for probate, and we then wholesaled the deal. We just cleaned it out. I think we spent $1,000 or $1,200 to clean it out. And we put $1,000 earnest money deposit down, which is what you need to make a contract legal, or make any deposit down for make a contract legal. But my Roth bought this property and sold it, and we ended up netting $145,000 tax free.
Yep, $1,000 to $145,000 tax free. If that was ordinary income, you would have lost about, I don't know, probably $48,000. Right, so this is 2 other duplexes. Harry almost didn't knock on the door. It was down the street. He was going to blow it off, and something told him, I should probably go check it out. Thank God it was close enough on it. Again, so one was in pre-foreclosure. One was actually, he owned free and clear. Harry actually spoke to the son. He's a truck driver. And a lot of times what we're seeing is which has really been interesting for me to see, is that, you're building a portfolio and you're thinking that, hey, my kids want it. And we're seeing a lot of, I don't know if that's just, Gen X or, millennials or Gen Y, I should say, they don't want the properties, right? They just rather have the money. So again, they were gonna, they didn't want to hold on to it. Harry fixed the problem with the dad, and so again, he bought this in his Roth. So this is still our record, $265,000 tax free, right? So that's one deal, same $1,000, $400,000 in net profit. How many guys are loving this? Give me a yeah, buddy, in the chat. How many guys are now excited about real estate investing? So this deal is one of our elite students, right? We could have wholesaled this, but the bones were great. And we said, you know what? Let's rehab it. So when you're in our elite program, I will put up the money for the rehab. We could have wholesaled it, probably made $5,000 to $7,000, which is still great for not fixing, just taking photos, sending on lists. Instead, we fixed it, right? We staged it, real easy rehab. And we made a total profit of $67,000. The reason it took 118 days from beginning to end, it was an FHA buyer. And so as an FHA buyer, you have to wait till day 91 to close the deal, right? So instead of making 10 grand or 8 to 10 grand, we made $67,000. Our student made $33,000 net profit, and they learned how to rehab, right? So I don't know, let's kind of shift gears a little bit. I know the numbers are pretty impressive. And what we really do here at, BPM RIA is we change lives. And this is what Kevin had to say.
My name is Kevin Tyree. My company name is, I work with BPM RIA. Before joining BPM RIA, my previous career, I worked at the Port of Miami for 23 years. And I also was a buy and hold investor. After joining BPM RIA, I've learned how to wholesale, short sales, work with probate properties, and things of that nature. Join BPM. Thanks, Anish.
Yeah, so what I love about Kevin, he's a real estate agent, buy and hold guy, and he wanted to learn how to wholesale. So his first deal netted $90,000. We actually had the sheriff come by to kick out the person. They were squat, and they had squatters in there. So it wasn't really the person that was living there. And we had come out there and we closed on the house, even with the squatters, right? So we know how to fix problems out there. So another house in Hollywood, the bones were great, new windows, impact windows, actually. Also new roof. We said, okay, let's rehab this house. You guys are starting to see what it looks like, same staging company, same colors. So this was a pretty good deal. $167,000 net profit. Again, we did the rehab in 45 days. So this is Latania's deal, $82,000 in net profit, learned how to rehab and not use any of our own money, right? So this is a house in North Miami Beach. We bought this it's a 3-2, Violet, one of our students, bought it for $155. We wholesale this. So this was a pretty good deal. And she actually had, one of the neighbors actually told her about the house because she bought another house out in that neighborhood. So we always tell you how to, when you're out there buying houses, it's also great to talk to neighbors, to get your bird dogs, right? So again, wholesale profit, $170,000. This is another one of Julio's deals. Driving for dollars. The door was open. I would have walked past this house if it wasn't open. But he noticed they were cleaning out the house. So we always tell our students, go ahead and stop and talk to them. So they were actually going to give up the house. It was a probate. They were just cleaning out what was needed, right, Harry, on this? We walked the house and we talked about rehabbing the house. And instead, we just wholesaled it for another $122,000. So the average wholesale deal nationally is $5,000 to $8,000. Pre-pandemic, we were averaging $25,000. Post-pandemic, that's what I'm going to call this, we're averaging well over $40,000. Another house, they thought it was a tear down. Yes, this is what you think it is. A human and animal feces, all the above. fixed the problem all the way through. We bought the house for $150,000 in South Miami. And again, we wholesaled it. We did nothing to the house. $235,000 on that house. Another big win. This was a 55 and over. On the outside, it didn't look great. Probably the worst black mold we've ever seen. It's our student Sandra. Harry worked with her on it. I know you said like this was the worst one you've ever went into, right, Harry?
Yeah. All of my deals together didn't match this kind of mold.
Yep. And so that's one was a wholesale profit of only $61,000. And then this one, this is a deal we just did with Marcella. This was it was a probate left to the wife in El Salvador. She had to come back. We made sure it was easy. We were willing to clean it out. Had, I think, 13 dogs. What was it? Somewhere?
Yep,
12 dogs.
13 dogs.
All the way through. They wanted a certain dollar amount. We said we can move as fast or as slow as you want. We were looking at rehabbing the house. Again, she's a elite student, and instead we just wholesale it for $102,000. And I'm going to play a quick video of our student Nicole, who just did our quick start, and this is why you're going to want to do our quick start also.
Hi, my name's Nicole Bergatti. I'm with Bergatti Properties, and I'm currently a full-time employee of CBRE. I'm events and meeting coordinator. And prior to starting the 2-day quick start course, I've always wanted to do real estate. I've always been interested in flipping homes and all that good stuff. And I knew Anish, and I knew that this is what he did. And he's so smart, and he knows real estate so well. And so I went ahead and just took the course, and I am so glad I did, because a couple months later, we ended up closing a deal that was worth $42,000. And that's great money. And now I have a few more deals in the pipeline, and I'm super excited about my investing future. And that wouldn't have been possible without Anish and his team. And I 100% recommend that you take this course, get started, and do it.
Yeah, and again, Nicole wound up doing the 2-day quick start that we're offering November 15th and 16th. So some of the things that as a BPM RIA student, I put up 100% of the deals. You don't have to worry about your credit. There's no problem because we put up all the money. How many of you guys are loving that? I put up the money, right? We go 50-50 on the net profits. I always tell everyone your return is infinite because you have no money in the deal, right? And again, I'm not going to let you make a mistake because it's my money. I know some of you guys talked about analysis paralysis. We get rid of that right away. When you actually do wholesaling correctly, you can never lose money, right? How many guys love that? Hey, I can never lose money if I do this correct out there. You got direct access to mentors. What's really important, we only take 6 students per month. That's it. The reason is you have unlimited access to your mentors. The mentors get paid out of my 50%. So they have a vested interest in you doing well. No longer do you have to worry about having money for deals, analysis, paralysis, all the above. I know some of you guys, I saw on the poll, want to do our mentoring. We are starting to take for people for November. So go ahead and book a discovery call. I know Alexa will pop that in. We do have 2 different programs, our core program, which is wholesaling. Our elite program is wholesaling and rehabbing. I'm going to pay for the software while you're in it. I'm going to put up money for deals. I'm going to put up money for inspections, appraisals, and you and I will be true partners. I know it's going to be the best decision you've ever made. You're leveraging me. You're leveraging my knowledge and, more importantly, my money, right? And so some of you guys are asking what's the 2-day quick start. So we're going to go over how to find off-market deals, assignment of contracts, how we use creative financing, how we use AI in our deals, self-directed IRAs. It's 2 full days of action-packed stuff, right? And so some of the things I am adding as bonuses. So some of you guys were at Marshall Silver's Turning Point. I'm going to give you 2 tickets to those. That's almost a $6,000 value. Transactional funding. So when you do the quick start and you get something under contract, I'm willing to put up the money for the deal if it's a same-day closing. And if you're not sure what I mean, You'll understand it once you do our 2-day quick start. Our co-wholesaling. What does that mean? We have a 10,000 plus cash buyers list. And then obviously we have an experienced power team all the way through. And so the value is over $80,990. And the other big thing is we have our money back guarantee. So I know some of you guys said, hey, I'm not really sure. What does that really mean to you? And what that means is after the first full day, you don't like it, it's not for you, I will give you your money back. One more important thing, Alexa doesn't even know this yet, or Harry, I will be raising prices for the quick start next year. I'm just not sure what the prices will be. Some of you guys, I saw a message, hey, I can't be on the November 15th and 16th. What you can do is buy your ticket, and the ticket's good for the year.
I love
So,
that.
so that's in there. And so my whole point is that you guys, a ton of you guys said that you want to be in this. And what I'm going to tell you, we are filling up seats all the way through. And it's just time for you to join, right? So I did put up the QR code out there.
Yep, we haven't updated the pricing in a long time, you guys. So
Yeah, it's been a long time and we are raising prices and we're filling up. And some of you guys might just say, look, I'm ready to really do this. Book a discovery call, be one of the 6 students out there. Again, we did add a brand new funding source, right? So you can again apply with them. They're doing 0% interest. Of course, there are some fees. They are for profit, of course. We just put you guys together, and a lot of people are funding with them, and they've been very, very happy. So,
love it. I love it. I do have a winner. And guys, I hope we answered all of your questions. If not, watch the replay. It'll be on YouTube. Link in the chat in just a moment. And we do not provide a recording for the 2-day quick start training just because it is so deeply personal. And we do have the students on there, cameras on. So
yeah.
for
And
you
we
know,
have breakout sessions that can't be recorded all the way through. So that's why we do not record it. The good thing is that you don't have to come in person, right? So wherever you guys are at, it's a great event. And we're just excited all the way through is what's happening as we start building this out, our coaching program and me becoming president of National RIA, and we're adding, Marshall Silver's Turning Points. We're doing some pretty cool stuff.
yeah,
And what I'm going to tell you is you're going to want to get in now while you can, right?
awesome.
And the big thing we always get is, it's going to be a new year already,
I
right?
know.
How many of you guys promised yourself, I'm going to start in 2025, and you have it? So
Yep.
I know
It's
one person's getting paid to
yes. And
to come to the event, to the
thank
quick
you,
start.
Stephen. Thank you for that positive in the chat. I know that you are our last winner, so I know that you are super pumped to get in on this training. So I'm happy for you. All right, guys, our winner for the 2-day free seat to our quick start training, $695 value is Marilyn B.
All
Yay,
right, Marilyn.
let's
Awesome.
go. I know
Yeah.
you're gonna love this. I know that you're already in this and that you really want this, so I'm really happy for you.
Yeah, absolutely. And Marilyn, I don't think you've been to it. If you have, you could always gift the ticket to someone else. You're more than welcome to do that. The rest of you guys are still winners. As I said, you want to take out your phone, scan the QR code, and give the gift to yourself, because the most important gift is to invest in yourself.
She's making typos in the chat. I think she's really
Oh,
oh my
so
God.
oh yeah. So yeah. And again, this is really exciting for us. And the people that have done the quick start even a couple years ago, it's dramatically changed. I highly recommend, because we added the AI portion, the creative financing portion, and the self-directed IRA. So again, you want to lock in at least pricing all the way through. All you local people, I better see you guys next Wednesday. Oh, yeah, you better come say hi, build out the power team. I want to see your faces, and we even have food. There's a cash bar, all the above out there. And Lee Phillips, we've never had him speak on asset protection. Super excited. It's been a long time for him to come down to South Florida. So again, network, all the above too. So Harry
Yes.
Diamond, Mr. Diamond, I want to thank you as usual. Our own Alexa Power for rocking it all the way through. Also, you'll get a thank you email from us about the Quick Start, our mentoring, also book a discovery call. We would love 5-star Google reviews. So anything that you learned today, again, now you know our reviews are real. We ask for them all the time. So anything that you learned today, bring a friend to next Wednesday. And am I missing anything?
We will, just so you guys know, keep an eye on the calendar, upcoming events tab on our website. We will have one more chance to win a free seat at the 2-day Quick Start. So just make sure you lock in. We can always like give you an extra ticket, refund you, whatever, if you do end up winning. But please lock in now. And we will see you guys in a week from today in
Great.
person.
Thank you guys. Thanks,
Yay.
everybody. Great seeing you guys.
Have
Take
a
care.
great day,
Bye.
everyone. Bye.